What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we have got a lot of news coming out to get you caught up on as President Joe Biden has announced more stimulus relief is going to be on the way. I'm going to get you all the details and also a lot of global breaking news coming out that's going to be impacting everything. This is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and breaking news update. Now, let's take a look at some of the headlines. I'm going to let you know what we're going to be covering in today's video. So first up, you guys, Biden appeal of a judge's mask mandate ruling risks backfiring. As I let you know, this week we received word masks no longer needed for planes, buses, or trains. We came to Los Angeles. We're currently here on vacation visiting friends. Shout out to my buddy Ben. Check out his channel. However, we're hearing that now when we fly back to Houston, Texas, we're not going to need masks anymore. Now, the Biden administration is saying no, it's still needed, and they're thinking about appealing that ruling. However, we're hearing that could be a major backfire for the Biden administration. I'm going to get you all the details. Now, in addition to that, take a look at this, you guys, happening with Russia and Ukraine. Russia's missile test fuels U.S. fears of an isolated Putin. As we're hearing, they did successful testing of their nuclear weapons, kind of flexing and threatening the West, saying, do not mess with Russia because we have successful missiles, nuclear weapons that we could launch. And in addition to that, take a look at this, you guys. Putin claims success in Mariupol as Russia's annual victory day nears. Now, also, though, we're hearing that they're declaring victory over Mariupol, and they're saying Ukraine is saying they did not take it over. They're announcing a false victory. Now, let me know your thoughts, you guys, as to what is going on over there, but I'm going to give you the details coming out in these articles. Now, in addition to that, here domestically, we're hearing that new stimulus relief is going to be on the way. Take a look at this, you guys, announced by President Biden this week. Biden administration to erase student debt for more than 40,000 borrowers. As we've heard, this is an issue that they want to tackle. It was one of the things that his campaign was run on, was wiping out $10,000 of student debt per borrower. We've heard progressives call for $50,000. Now, in addition to that, one of the other things that the campaign was run on was $2,000 stimulus checks, and those Georgia Senate runoff elections were run off of that as well. And a lot of people are saying, well, what's happening with that? Well, if you missed my last video, you might want to check it out as I let you know the latest on federal and state level stimulus checks. We're going to be seeing what Congress decides to do, as we're hearing that inflation is at a 40-year high, gas prices are up, food prices are up, things are increasing, and we're hearing they're not coming down anytime soon. And this is a midterm election year, so it's very likely Democrats who are in full control of Congress, who are going to want to stay in control, are going to be passing more legislation, putting out more bills and proposals to get things done. I will keep you up to date on that. And also, you guys, speaking of gas and stimulus checks and provisions, take a look at this. I've got another one just really quickly wanted to let you know about. As these pop up, as you know here on the channel, I will keep you up to date, but take a look at the latest. Washington, the state of Washington GOP Senate leader suspends state gas tax in a special session. This just coming out 2 days ago in the state of Washington, getting rid of that gas tax. So you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate these updates, just keeping you up to speed on everything going on, I share with you all the sources. I put it on the screen so you can see it for yourself, read it right from the latest articles so you know it is the latest news. If you appreciate that, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. Don't forget, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. Helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Love to hear your thoughts. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you'd like to stay up to date, totally free, come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And also, as I mentioned, we are away on vacation right now. Shout out to my buddy Ben for letting me use his recording space. We're in Los Angeles hanging out. If you want to see what we're doing on vacation, hop on to Instagram, check out my stories. Just keeping you guys up to date on the latest if you're interested. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into these articles and get you caught up on stimulus. All right, so first let's tackle this mask mandate. Now, as you know, it was wiped out this week, but the Biden administration said they wanted to appeal it. But we're receiving word that on a legal level, this might not be the best decision. They might just want to leave it in place. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article, you guys. Link in the description below that says Biden appeal of judge's mask mandate ruling risks backfiring. It says legal experts who criticized a judge's controversial decision this week striking down the federal mask mandate for travel say the Biden administration faces a grave risk if it moves forward with an appeal. These court watchers warned that the conservative-leaning Supreme Court, which has already upended several pandemic-era health measures, could use the Trump-appointed judge's narrow view of the government's public health powers to create a far-reaching precedent. I think that this is a fairly radical administrative law, Michael Dorf, a professor of Cornell Law School, said to the district judge's Monday ruling. But it's really radical administrative law for which there might be 5 votes in the Supreme Court. The administration was sent scrambling after Tampa-based U.S. District Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell, a Trump appointee, ruled that the federal mask mandate for travel on planes, trains, and buses exceeded the authority of the CDC. It's unclear if the administration will appeal the ruling. The Department of Justice on Tuesday said that it would proceed with an appeal if the CDC determined that the mask mandate remains a public health necessity. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki sought to downplay the political dimensions of the administration's dilemma, saying Tuesday that a decision over whether to appeal the ruling would not be based on political whims. Now, legal experts who derided the Monday ruling as overly formalistic and divorced from the practical realities of the global pandemic say there's good reason why the Biden administration should want to prevent a deeply flawed decision from remaining on the books. And here it is. But the administration faces 2 key challenges. It says first, the appeals process could drag out beyond any practical time frame. So they could appeal this, and then by the time it's done, the pandemic could be over. And second, the administration could lose again, but in a higher stakes showdown. There's a risk that if you appeal, you turn what is a bad judgment on a policy that you're phasing out anyways, but that sets no precedent into law of the land that is now going to constrain you in other cases as well. So they're saying this just might not be a fight that they want to pick up and just let the mask mandate go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, we are hearing that a new wave is hitting the United States right now, a subvariant of the Omicron variant, and cases are starting to increase. Now, it's not a huge wave just yet, we're going to be seeing, but do you think that now is the time to waive this mask mandate? Do you think that this is not as deadly, even though it's more contagious, and it's okay, we need to get back to regular life? Let me know your thoughts. But it looks like the Biden administration is currently in a tough decision as to whether or not they're going to be appealing this. Now, as you know, the pandemic is what initiated the need for our world to have more stimulus to help keep things rolling. But what we're hearing is, even if this subsides at this time, one of the things that's exasperating the issue and keeping the high inflation, high gas prices, high food prices, is the war that's currently taking place with Russia and Ukraine. And what we're hearing is, it doesn't look like it's coming to an end. As a matter of fact, it looks like things are starting to intensify with everything going on over there. As take a look at this headline, you guys. Russia's missile test fuels U.S. fears of an isolated Putin. Now, the article says that President Vladimir Putin's calculated move on Wednesday to test launch a new intercontinental ballistic missile, declaring it a warning to those in the West who, quote, try to threaten our country, fed into the growing concerns inside of the Biden administration that Russia is now so isolated from the rest of the world that Mr. Putin sees little downside to provocative actions. Even before this missile launch, American officials and foreign leaders were weighing whether their success in cutting Russia off from much of the global economy would just further fuel Mr. Putin's willingness to assert his country's strength. The first launch of the nuclear-capable Sarmat missile was just the latest example of how he has tried to remind the world of his capabilities in space, in cyberspace, and along the coast of Europe, despite early setbacks on the ground in Ukraine. And we received a quote that he is just now in his own war logic, as they're saying that he is isolated and he just pretty much sees no risk anymore. He's just so isolated and cut off that he's just doing whatever he wants. Now, we will see, you guys, but in addition to that, take a look at this. Putin claims success in Mariupol as Russia's annual Victory Day nears. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared victory in the shattered Ukrainian port city of Mariupol, even as his advisors acknowledged that thousands of Ukrainian fighters remained holed up in a steel plant there, as the Ukrainian president denied that Russia had made new advances, declaring victory when they're saying there really was no victory done. So really questionable, some of the things that are going on with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. But what we're hearing is that as this progresses, it's going to be impacting the economy of the world. This is really holding up a lot of things, causing a lot of issues, and it's just devastating the people of Ukraine. And I'm sure it's pretty much consensus around the world that we all would love to see this come to an end, and hopefully the fighting can stop. Now, locally, a lot of people are wondering, is there going to be more direct assistance for people in the form of stimulus checks, child tax credits? What's going on with Congress on a federal level? And we're seeing a lot of state level actions taking place as stimulus checks are going out. I let you know in yesterday's video, and I will keep you up to date on all of that. But we're also hearing that, take a look at this, you guys, this week, Biden administration to erase student debt for more than 40,000 borrowers. Here is the latest. It says that the Biden administration continued its student loan cancellation efforts on Tuesday by announcing that 40,000 borrowers would see their student loans become eligible for discharge under the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, and 3.6 million more will move closer towards forgiveness. The Education Department will give borrowers retroactive credit for forbearance steering, where student loan services have pushed borrowers into unnecessary interest accruing forbearance. In another move that could help many other borrowers, the department will also take greater care of accurately tracking monthly payments for borrowers on income-driven repayment, which allows people who make less money to make smaller payments. Now, these two moves will bring millions of borrowers closer to forgiveness on government repayment programs. So we heard the Biden administration say that they were going to be doing stuff to help out with student loan debt. We heard wiping out 10,000. Progressives are still pushing for 50,000, being wiped out. And we're going to be seeing what they're going to be doing to move forward with these two actions. Now, here's a quote. Student loans were never meant to be a life sentence, but it certainly felt that way for borrowers locked out of debt relief that they were eligible. We wanted to act as quickly as possible to address these problems, but we expect that these figures to only grow as we continue to analyze and implement these new solutions. So we're going to be seeing what the Biden administration comes up with to help out student loan borrowers. I will keep you up to date here on the channel, and also I will keep you up to date on gas stimulus checks and gas tax relief removal, as I let you know that the state of Washington has announced they're going to be wiping out that tax on gas. And as more stuff comes up, I'll let you know here on the channel. So you guys, that is the latest coming out on economic news, stimulus, and as more rolls out, like I said, I will keep you up to date and let you know the latest. So as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Just takes a second. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free, come join the Ram fam. Why not? All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Check out the stories to see the latest going on with our vacation, and also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. And once again, thank you to my buddy Ben for letting me use his recording studio. If you're interested in learning about the Bible or Jesus, consider joining his channel, Ben Stone Teach Jesus APP. But with that being said, you guys, thank you once again, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.